Women and men of the 515 AMAL. I hope this week's How's It video finds you doing well. Gonna put down some quick knowledge before we all get back out to work. First and foremost, great job by everyone who participated in Cope North. In particular, I want to recognize the folks who were part of the process of moving personnel from the different AMSs down to Guam so we could demonstrate that surge capacity at Guam. That's something that makes our wing very, very unique. It is really essential in understanding how an AMAL works, is that depending on where the personnel are needed to get the job done, we as airmen can quickly move to those preset nodes, those preset locations where we're at anywhere across the Pacific, and provide the capability needed for the period of time needed to make those logistics actions happen. So well done across the board, both with the personnel who went to Guam, as well as everyone behind the scenes who helped to make that happen. Along with that, while we were down there, had a Port Dawg Rodeo. It was absolutely awesome. Congrats to the 735th AMS for taking the overall prize. And I just wanted to, point out, General MacArthur would talk about this idea that on the fields of friendly strife, like when we do something like this as a Port Dawg Rodeo, when we go out there and we practice amongst each other, we'll build that competitive nature so that on other days, on other fields, when it really matters, we'll find the way to victory. So keep looking for that amongst your teams. Find ways to compete. Be competitive airmen. Goodness will come of it, so keep staying at it. Another topic for you coming up, if you haven't heard so already, Department of Defense, all across the board, we're looking to do a down day to address issues of extremism. The biggest thing here is we're going to coordinate between the different AMSs and to coordinate with AOCs to make sure that we have an appropriate amount of drop in the flow so that you guys can have these important discussions. And what we're really looking at is just talking about the DoD guidance prohibiting participation in criminal gangs and other organizations that advocate supremacist, extremist, or criminal gang doctrine and ideology. All right, so that's what it's about. Big picture. This is about us as a wing. It's something that we've talked about many, many times. This idea that within our wing, we are going to develop a culture where all of our airmen and families, regardless of any discriminatory factor, all of our airmen and families deserve to feel valued. You deserve to feel respected, and you deserve to feel safe from harm. And we can create that culture. And in creating that culture, we're going to develop a space where each and every one of us can live to our fullest potential. And that's what we really want. Last item I got for you, I just want to say great work by everybody who's been getting that COVID vaccination. Yeah, there's still work we got to do, but it's really important to also recognize that in a lot of areas, we're leading the way across the Pacific. So keep getting at it. It is not lost on me as a military professional, that we fought World War I in the middle of the Spanish flu pandemic. And it's awful as the COVID pandemic has been, and the massive loss of life right now that we've seen with the COVID pandemic of about 1.5 million, we were still, as a military and as the United States military, able to conduct a war, a world war, a global war, during a global pandemic of the Spanish flu, which by all estimates was somewhere between 17 to 50 million global fatalities. So that's important. We need to embrace that. We need to understand our heritage, and we need to understand our responsibility as a military organization to be able to persevere despite any shortcomings of COVID, while at the same time understanding as individuals, if you're struggling, take advantage of the resources that we have available to you. Talk with your chaplain, talk with your leadership. Military One Source are all items that are out there and worth being smart on and utilizing should you need them. Along with that, if you haven't had a chance yet, check out the video Chief Smith put out on Matters Morse regarding herd immunity. It's a good one, and will help get you some better ideas and understanding of what that term means. We're also going to keep making sure, and I'm going to ask for your help in ensuring that we get accurate resources out to the rest of our airmen regarding really combating a lot of the misinformation that's out there regarding the virus. I'm sorry, not regarding the virus. Well, to some extent regarding the virus, but also misinformation regarding vaccination as well. So look for that. We'll have some links along with this video as well. And if you got questions, ask, because you deserve to have good information on this. Last thing I want to say on this is I just appreciate each and every one of you who's going out there, making sure that we are stay mission ready, and that you're taking an active role during this pandemic. I will tell you, at some point in the future, you're going to look back on life, or your kids or grandkids are going to ask, hey, what did you do during the COVID pandemic? And you'll get to be able to tell them a great story about how you made a difference. So continue to go out there and make that difference. Last, hey, wear your mask, wash your hands, keep your social distancing, be educated on the COVID vaccination, but most importantly, just take care of each other. With that, press.